6 months ago, when he started the war with Iran, Donald Trump has said that it will last for 4 to 6 weeks. And now we are many more weeks after that in this war. And the whole world, including small countries like mine, like Bosnia, are suffering results of that war, especially in the economic way. Let's not only speak about big ones, but let's speak also about small ones, because even here in Bosnia, we feel a pressure of growing prices and especially fuel prices and other elements which will have impact on our everyday lives. For months, I'm covering Donald Trump and covering every single day what he says or what he does when it comes to this war. But when I woke up this morning and went to my studio to report on latest about the war with Iran, I was stunned to read the report by CNN in which they say, and I quote, "We are looking for a new, creative, and unconventional way to pressure and punish Iran," which is part of memo by senior official in U.S. Central Command Intelligence branch who wrote to several entities and individuals to ask them for, as it says, new, creative, and unconventional ways to pressure and punish Iran. What this basically means? It means that he doesn't have a clue how to finish this war and achieve any of goals which he and Bibi Netanyahu have proclaimed as their goals for this war. Very important element here is that Bibi Netanyahu and Israel don't want this war to finish because, and I said Israel, and I think about Israel, which Bibi Netanyahu represents at the moment, with Ben Gvir, Smotrich, and Cohen, and Danny Danon, who are extremists in his government. And why? Because he knows that once this war is over and once war in Gaza is over, that his political career will be over. Especially because opposition in Israel is gearing up to topple him on elections on October 27th. Bibi Netanyahu has survived many um, challenges over the last 30 years since he became a prime minister of Israel. But we don't know what will happen with this one because he's fighting several wars on several different locations in the Middle East, with Iran, with Lebanon, with Gaza at the moment. And Donald Trump is enable him to do that because he didn't pressure him as much. He was pressured by other US presidents in the past. So, with this quote that they want a new, creative, and unconventional ways, they're just sending us message that they don't have a clue or idea how to deal with Iran, who has idea, it looks like, after these 6 months, how to deal with all pressures and sanctions and everything after 47 years of this regime. So let's see what will happen with this. I'm suspecting that it will not end good for Donald Trump. It will end up without victory for him. The other story which I want to cover today is situation with the climate change and extremely high temperatures here in Europe. And why? Because we have several countries under the heat blanket of 40 degrees centigrade and above that. And many countries on the Danube are having extremely bad situation with Danube water flow and electricity production or energy production for them. Hungary in the first line, Serbia after that. Croatia is still holding up, Bosnia is still holding up, but we don't know how situation will play over the next several weeks if these temperatures continue. Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić over the last several hours have said that people should start restricting themselves when it comes to use of electricity. Also, Hungarian prime minister is taking some very bold measures to deal with these issues, other countries on the Danube will also start doing the same. And what we have seen over the last several weeks with wildfires in France, in Spain, in Greece, in Italy is just a warning how this year could be very difficult for Europeans to fight the dangers of climate change and everything what's going on at the moment. Bosnia and Croatia are still in a good position when it comes to wildfires, but I'm expecting that we will see a same. And what we saw over the last several weeks is that the governments are not prepared, that they are not ready, that they need help of others, their friends and colleagues and counterparts in different countries to deal with issues of wildfires and these issues of energy production in our countries. So it doesn't mean that if you're big or small that you can fight these fights very easily.